Hi friends, it's Deb. Today I am doing this is not a revolutionary idea by any means, but this is something that I have not ever done on my channel before. This past month, so far in February, today is the 25th, I have kept track of every single product I have used makeup wise, and I just want to do some mini reviews. My goal this year is to do less prompt based projects and more things like this where I'm just using whatever I want and then deciding if I want to keep it, declutter it, whatever the case may be, because I have a lot of stuff. Like, people have a drawer of shame. I have a whole collection of shame, and this is the way that I feel will be best for me to get through a ton of stuff. With projects, I feel like a few uses here and there, and then if I want to use something else, I feel guilty, and I'm not guilting myself this year. And I realized that by being able to come in here on the days that I did makeup, which were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 so far this month, which, let's be honest, is a third of the amount I did makeup the entire 2024 so far. But I was more inspired when I could just come in here and open all of my drawers and sift through my palettes and sift through my liners and my top and just grab a whole face of whatever I wanted to use and then sit down and just do it. And some days things worked out, some days they didn't, and I just wanted to talk about it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are my eye primer, and then what I use as toppers. Then I'll go over my liners, and I have a bunch of palettes that I used, and I actually think that I'm going to do my eyeshadow palettes as a separate video. I will film it today, but I think I'm going to rank all of the palettes that I used this month. I think that would be fun. I see people do those videos all the time, and I've never done a palette ranking, so that section will not be in today's video. But there's a lot of other stuff, and as I'm decluttering things, if it's your favorite thing or you really enjoy it, will you leave me a comment and tell me why? Maybe I'm just using it wrong, or there might be a different way I can use it. Like, I don't feel bad about anything so far that I've decided to declutter, but they're like, hey, if I don't have to get rid of something, that would be cool too. Okay, anyway, let's start. So when I sit down to do my makeup, I already have my face washed, I have SPF on, I sit down, I put on under eye hydrating patches, and then the very first thing I do is put on my MAC paint pot every single time I do my makeup. Oh wait, oh no, okay, there's a huge dip in this. This is my absolute favorite. This is my 4th or 5th one of these, and you can't even see it. I tried to build up a swatch here, but it's just such a good shade for me that it just blends into nothing. One time this month I used the Dominique Cosmetics concealer. People use concealer as primer all the time, so I tried it and my eyelids instantly swelled up, and I was like, urge. So I just wiped it off and put this on, and everything was fine. So I think I have that concealer actually with my face products. We'll talk about it when we get there, but FYI, it's being decluttered. I used 2 NYX Jumbo sticks this month. I used cottage cheese and milk. They're both white. Cottage cheese is this one here. It's the one that has a little bit of shimmer. I used that actually as a highlighter on my nose, and it was awesome. And then milk I tried one day on my inner corner, and phenomenal. These are so great. And a couple of years ago I picked up an entire huge pack of them, and I don't use them. Wendy's been using them for her looks, but yeah, so if you haven't tried those, they're pretty awesome. I'm keeping both of those. I also tried 2 of these Essence Eye Tint liquid eyeshadows. This one right here, the lighter one, is called, Gleaming Charm. And then this one here that has kind of more of like a rosy, purpley kind of tint to it is called Glazed Candy Cloud. I liked these. I didn't have any problems with them like creasing, flaking, or whatever. I just put some on the back of my hand and then just took my finger and like tapped it on the inner part of my eyes one day, and I liked them both. I have, I think, 2 other shades that I haven't tried yet, but I'm excited to. And last in this category from Stila, I have a Glitter and Glow in Diamond Dust, and that is this beautiful shimmery goodness right here. How many times did I use this one this month? Not very many, honestly. Oh, it says only once. I think I used it twice. But when I use this, I like doing the same thing. I just put some on the back of my hand, and then this, you can put it on where it's a little bit thicker or tap it out so you just get some like, it's almost like that flaky dispersed glitter that I really liked from ColourPop's Ice Dream, only in just like a silver color, and oh, I love it. So these were my 6 eyeshadow base topper type of things, 7 if you count the Dominique concealer. I have only this month been wearing this set of pure lashes in Diva. I have them on right now. How many uses so far? I only have 4 down, counting today, but I don't think that's right. Anyway, on the first use, I wrote just okay. Like, I was totally underwhelmed. But the second time I put them on, I was like, I really like these. And I actually ended up really freaking loving these. Loving these. And the only lash glue that I use ever is the House of Lashes glue. The white one that turns iridescent and then dries down clear. So this combo for lashes has been amazing. And I've used NYX glitter glue a few times, which is always a win. Mascara products that I tried this month, I tried the Lancome Definicils. I hate this. I don't know the point of this. The wand looks like something I would like, but this did nothing. Like, if there was a less than nothing, I hate it. Okay, it's done. I'm decluttering it. I also opened a new Benefit Roller Lash. I thought I liked this, but again, I felt like this was just mediocre, and like, because I only used each of these one time, I'm gonna see if Wendy wants them. And then my favorite mascara for the last over a year now has been the Tarte Lace Camera Lashes. I used to really like this, and then I got into the Too Faced Better Than Sex, and then I went to the Monsieur Big, however you say it. But I came back to this one when I found a really good sale on it a couple years ago, and it's my favorite. I love what it does for my lashes. It's easy to remove with my cleansing balm, and it doesn't irritate my eyes. It doesn't flake. Love it. So those were the 3 mascaras that I tried, and I'm going to keep one and declutter these 2. Brow products this month, I fell in love with the ABH Brow Powder Duo in Granite. I don't remember where I bought this or why, but it has 2 shades in it, and this is amazing. Like, you just tap like your little angled brush in it like one time, and it does like a whole brow, and like then you can just spoolie it out, and if you mess up, just take like a Q-tip and wipe. Like, it's phenomenal. I love it. The 3 brow gels that I have tried this month, this one came in, I'm pretty sure, an Ipsy. It's from Wing Me. It's just a clear, mine's not looking so clear anymore, but it just has this little brush, and honestly, this was really impressive. When this first came, I threw it in just like my pass on bin. I was like, whatever. And then I pulled it out and I was like, it's a clear brow gel. Like, how bad can it be? It's amazing. I love it. So I got quite a few uses out of that. My favorite, though, has been the 24-hour brow setter from Benefit. The wand on this is really interesting. It's like a paddle on these two sides, and then there's short bristles on that side and longer bristles on this side. So I just pull it out of the tube and take one of the paddle sides and like smush it through, and then take the little comb ends, and I freaking love it. And I also tried again. So sorry about Bosco. I have the I got really serious there for a minute. The Milk Kush Fiber Brow Gel in Diesel. This used to be one of my favorites, but I'm finding that it's more like, it dries down rock hard, but it's more goopy, and so it's just turning out that it's not really a favorite anymore. I will keep it until it dries out, or I just find that I'm not reaching for it at all, but I mean, it's okay. A brow pencil that I got from, I think I picked this up in the, what is the Ipsy store called? Pop-up shop, pop shop, top shop. You're an idiot. Here, buy shit you don't need shop, basically. But Give Beauty, I don't know what's going on with them, but all their stuff is always clearanced. I always see it at TJ Maxx. But this brow pencil, it's the Instant Definition Sculpting Brow Pencil. It was in Most Def. Has a nice spoolie on one end, and then the other side has a really interesting thing that's like, I don't know if you can you see that? Like the shape of it. So at first I tried it and I was like, ew, no, what is this? But then I realized it's not really for like necessarily drawing brow hairs, but you can just like swipe it through your hairs a few times and like your brows are freaking done. So it's like, I don't know. Listen, it was all right. I'm not mad that I have it. Okay, maybe I have a couple, maybe. Okay, anyway. So I think, yeah, that's everything for brows, mascara, lashes, and eye bases and toppers. Palettes we're skipping. I'm going to swatch out, I think, all of my eyeliners just because those are, I think, my two favorite parts of makeup, like in real time, are nail polish and eyeliners. So let me swatch those out and I'll be right back. Okay, for liners, I used 15. I think that's how many I used. So Urban Decay's Alkaline. This is so pretty and it's just matte. This is one of the ones that I like to use if I have any kind of burgundy, wine, maroon, any of those colors on my lid. I like to smudge this on the outer corner. I will put kind of a thick line and then take a very fine, I'll show you. I have a whole stash. I'll make kind of a thick line and then I take a pencil like this. It's the Morphe M213. Just the tiniest little brush. Kind of firm, but still will like move product around with like tugging. I just take this, blend it out a little bit. If it blends out too much, I just add a bit more. And I don't hardly ever put eyeshadow on my under eyes because I sweat a lot, my eyes water a lot, and pencils just seem to stay where I need them to. The next one that I used is Rockstar. This is more of a purple, but I think I used this one day with these maroons. I think I put it in my waterline. Anyway, lovely. So happy to have it. I also, with Alkaline, used Love Drug. Love Drug is a very similar color, but this one is more shimmery and it's so beautiful. Of course, I have Electric Slide from About Face. This is my second or third one. And I'm already down to here. Now, these don't come with a whole lot, but I already have another backup. I just buy them when they're on sale, and love the formula of these. They're matte, and they do not budge. Like, they do not budge. Those ones you do not have as much time for, so if you put them in the wrong place, they're a bit harder to blend out and clean up if you make mistakes. So those I like in the waterline because, I mean, I want them to stay. Under my eyes, sometimes I make a huge mess. I used, oh, I didn't even go in order. Okay. Psychedelic Sister, the purple, is one of my all-time favorites. It starts this row right here. In fact, I'm calling it on this one because every time I sharpen it, just chunks of the pencil come out. And of course, I have a backup of this, but obviously one of my favorites. The lavender is called Shock, and this is stunning. What collection was this from? Don't know. I should know, but I don't know. Anyway, this is lovely, and yes. Okay. Then one of my most worn that I absolutely love is the blue here. It's called Lunar Landing. This was from the Robin Eisenberg collection. It's what I wear in my waterline a lot. I have it in there today. It's such a beautiful color, and it's just such a nice way to add a little pop of color, especially since the rest of my look is browns. It's neutral. It's just stunning. And I had this in a project last year to finish, and then I panicked and I was like, it's limited edition, and then I was like, oh shit. But I did find one unused on Poshmark, so I am happy to report I can use that freely. I have a backup. The white is from About Face. It is called High Altitude. This is a really lovely white. Because I have so many colorful liners and I just love using them on my waterline, I don't get a lot of use out of like whites and neutrals like this. But I did use this in my waterline one day and kind of like ran it up into my inner corner, and I was impressed. I liked it. The two greens that I used this time, this one is called Loaded. It's kind of like a turquoisey, not a turquoise green. Turquoise is more blue. Like an emerald green with just a drop of blue. That made no sense at all. Okay, welcome. But it's freaking stunning. And then in that same look, I also used Stash, which is like just the best, dirtiest, nastiest, like, Stash is the perfect name for it, really. Like, it's just the best marijuana. It's like a pot smoker's dream color. And then next to that is my least favorite liner in my entire collection, and it's also my newest. They very recently came out with Space Cowboy, and it is so underwhelming. The reviews online warned me. They were like, yeah, the color is just kind of weird. Like, there's, like, you think of Space Cowboy and how iconic it is with, you know, like that like peachy orangey beige base, and then it just has all this pretty sparkle, and like you can see that in here, but it doesn't translate as eyeliner. So just, I'm gonna keep it because I have it, but like, wah, you know. I used one black this month, and it was from Clinique. I had not used this one yet. I don't think anyway, I don't remember my thoughts on it if I did use it. It's from Clinique. It is the Quick Liner for Eyes Intense. It's Intense Black, and it was really lovely. I liked it, and I'll keep it. I used another black. Just kidding. I'm a liar. It's all the way down here. It was from the Robin Eisenberg collection came with these two. Look at the difference in these, would you? So it came with this blue, and then it came with this one called Snow or Stars, I think. Yeah, it's a black that has some silver reflect in it, and it's beautiful, but again, on the eye, it more just looks black. So there you have it. And then I used two browns. Demolition, I'm actually wearing again today, and it's this nice deep brown right here. The other one is called Desperation, which is more like what I think of a color of like an elephant, we'll say. It's more of like a gray, it's kind of like a gray brown, I guess. Anyway, those are the 15 liners that I tried this month. Very colorful. So happy about that. So happy I'm not working on just one or two in projects and I could just grab for whatever I wanted. And that was so fun for me. Let me grab, I think we're on to face products already. Like base. Let me grab those. I'll be right back. Okay, for base products, I tried 5 different primers. I have the Smashbox Photo Finish Correct, the anti-redness primer. I didn't notice any difference with this on my skin, and it also, I feel like it might have kind of a smell to it that I'm not really loving. So I am going to go ahead and declutter this one. The Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I have a big jar, a little jar, a mini jar. I have this little squeezy tube. And honestly, I have a couple different ones open, but this is the one that I've been packing around in my little daily makeup basket. I love this. And I typically don't put this all over my face. After I take off my under eye masks, I will tap in that moisture, and then I always feel like I have fallout and whatever, so I wipe up my fallout, and then I will take this and just tap it like under my eyes a little bit to hydrate them and let that sit in for a while. And then yeah, so I guess I kind of more use this as like an under eye cream, but it's a primer. No one cares. I love it. I'm keeping it. One of my favorite primers, this is my second or third one, is the Dominique Blur and Moisture Serum Primer. Although I'm finding that the last few foundations that I've tried have worked better without this. So I am almost done with this one. I have not bought a backup, and I don't think I'm going to. And I'll explain when I get to the foundation that I'm mostly referring to. But I love this. It's great, and I will finish it eventually. I tried the Hourglass Vanish Airbrush Primer. My note says hydrating, but could see the pores on my nose. Like, it didn't do anything for me. It's just this little sample one, and like, if I would have purchased this, I would have been really upset. I don't know. I will try it again. I'm not impressed so far. I was inspired to buy this. Andrea, Pretty as a Peacock, loves this, and Jen, Project Beauty, we were talking one night on Marco, and she said, you need to try this. It's the Auric Glow Lust, and I have this shade Morganite, which is the lightest shade. I do not like dewy on me. The older I get, the drier my skin gets, but I still, hormones and whatnot, like, I sweat. And so if I have anything glowy on, it just ends up looking really awful. And when I tried this the first time, I used way too much. I looked like the freaking Tin Man. And I looked over, I was doing my makeup, I was just sitting out in the living room. Wendy and I were watching a show, and I just looked over at her, and she looked at me, and she just started laughing, and I was like, I think I used too much. But honestly, like, I have a little bit here on my hand. You can't really see it. Oh, you could see the little shine right there. I just need to be gentle with this. This is one of those products that, like, just be kind, be gentle. Yeah. I feel like she's an empath. You got to be careful with her. So happy to have it. I wanted to try it for a long time, and I just never freaking did. So really happy to have that. Next, we'll go into concealers and color correctors. So my favorite color corrector is the Ulta Beauty stick. They have repackaged it now, but I'm sure the formula is the same. I absolutely love that. Wendy had purchased the Catrice Under Eye Brightener, the Instant Awake, in light rose. She didn't like it and set it in here for me to try, and honestly, I'm not that impressed with it either. Like, it looked fine. Here, I'll swatch it out next to... It's very emollient. if I'm, like, I always wear the Ulta one, and for some reason I think it just does more of what I want it to do. And looking at them side by side, I can tell just the slightest color difference. This one, oh no, can you even see them? The one on the bottom is Ulta, and the one on the top that's a little more shiny and way more emollient is the Catrice one. Oh, here's the reason the Catrice one bothered me. It blended out to nothing. And I don't need that. So I'm going to declutter that. Right, okay, anyway. That's being decluttered. And then I tried 3 concealers. One was the Dominique concealer I told you I used on my eyelids and had the reaction, so I'm decluttering that. My favorite concealer is the Tarte Shape Tape. I have 8B Porcelain Beige. This would be way too light for most people, but I tried 12N and it was way too dark for me. So here we are. And then I also tried from One Size Fair 3. This is the Turn Up the Base Butter Silk Concealer. I think this came from probably the same You Don't Need It, but You're Gonna Buy It shop from Ipsy. And this one, even though it was the coolest or the fairest shade they had, it's way too dark. So there is the Tarte and there's the One Size. So the One Size I really, really like for cleaning up around my brows because it actually matches my skin okay, but I definitely like the Tarte one for brightening. So I'm going to declutter these 2 products just because I don't need them. I won't use them. Okay. Oh, and I used 1 setting spray. I have 3 or 4 in projects right now, and I used this, I'm pretty sure, 1 time. I don't even want to say that out loud, but I'm pretty sure. Oh, I used it twice. My MAC Fix Plus, but we're getting down there. My goal is to finish this in my Leave the Hive project, but at the rate I'm going. Okay, let me get my foundations together. Hold, please. In the 10 days that I have done makeup, I have used 7 different foundations, which I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. So the first 2 that I want to talk about are the one that I've talked about the most on my channel, and it's the Bobbi Brown Skin Longwear Weightless Foundation Broad Spectrum SPF 15. Mine is in N012 porcelain. They stopped making this. So I have this size, and then I have one more this size, I think, and then I'm done. And this one is right here on the top. God dang, you should swatch it right here. And it is the most perfect shade match I've ever had in a foundation. But they have since reformulated, renamed their shades, and the reviews are not good. So I panic purchased the next closest shade that I could find, which is N010 Neutral Porcelain, and that will be the 3rd one here, which if you compare that one to this one, you can tell this one is a bit lighter, and honestly, on the skin, it looks okay, but the lighter a foundation gets, the less, it's weird, almost like the less coverage it feels like it has. And I don't love it. I had also bought one more shade. I can't remember which one it was, but I swatched it and ended up putting that up for sale on my Poshmark. I can't do it. The yellowest one out of all of these is from About Face. It's called the Performer. I have L1 Neutral, and it's this one here, and it's very yellow, but this formula is so good. This is an $11 foundation. maybe it's $22, but they have half off sales. So I think I got it for $11. This is so good. It is a doe foot, which I know some people don't like for foundation. I really don't care. This is a full ounce, same as most other foundations. It is so good. I wish that I would have gotten the lightest shade, but I always shade match myself to the N012. I've got to stop doing that. I need to just pick the very fairest neutral shade possible. And I made that mistake and I went with this, and it's too dark. But I'm thinking, okay, I'm having issues with that. Like, I want to buy a new shade, but I also am not really that concerned about it because, oh God, this one here, I heard people talking about this and I was like, I want to try it. Like, it can't be that good. It's not that good. It's better. It's the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. Lasts up to 24 hours, mattifying, water and sweat proof with niacinamide. I got the shade 002 Porcelain Beige, and it's a dropper. This is the most full coverage foundation I have tried in so long. It is a bit dark on me. It's this shade right here. When you compare it to the Bobbi Brown, you can tell it is darker. It's what I have on today. It just wears so well. It just applies flawlessly. It doesn't settle in. Like, I'll be 50 this year. It doesn't settle into like fine lines and whatever. And it's a good one. Like, if you've been thinking about trying that one, just do it. I lost track of where I'm at here. This one here is a beautiful, beautiful color for me. It's from Keys Soul Care. It's like Skin 2-in-1 concealer and tint. This is in 130 neutral. It's a great shade match. It's this one right here. And I think, is this one also a doe foot? Yeah, also a doe foot. I had thoughts on this one. Doe foot applicator, looked cakey, want to try with a different powder. I will try this obviously one more time, but this one is potentially going to be decluttered. It just, even though it was a great shade match, it did not do anything nice for my skin. In my latest BoxyCharm, I got the Icon box, and I got the Hourglass Ambient Soft Glow Foundation in the shade 3VAC2, and it is right here in the middle, this big swatch here. And what were my thoughts on this? Beautiful, even though it's a bit more glowy than I usually prefer. Creased on the under eyes. Is it worth $85? No. If I could only save one of these, I'm saving a $10 foundation over the $85 foundation, and I would recommend this one way over this one. They're not meant to be worn the same. This is a soft glow. This is like a matte foundation, but still, my preference, this wins no matter what. This is a disaster. Was it one of the Ulta, not their 21 Days of Beauty, but whatever was replaced, you know, when they did their whatever it's called. Good story. I bought the Lancome Tente Dull Ultra Wear Foundation. I hear people rave about it. Of course, I did the shade matching thing based on the Bobbi Brown foundation. It spit out 097N to me, and it is just yellow. Like, I hate it. What were my thoughts on that? I don't even remember. Too dark. Used LA Girl white and blue pigments to make shade. And I guess that's it. That was my only thought. So I will try that one again, but that one also is on the chopping block. This one is a pump, so that would be easier for me to pass along. And just in case I do, I kept the box for that. So those are all of the foundations I tried. Honestly, the best two shade matches are the Keys Soul Care, and then of course down here, the Bobbi Brown one that is discontinued, but my favorite is one of the worst shades up here for me, and it's this one. So go figure. Okay, let me grab all of my powders and we'll move on to those. You know what I'm going to do? I just made a decision for myself. I am going to list the Lancome Tinty Dull on my Poshmark because it's a pump and it's sanitary. I feel fine and I have the box. I'm also going to pass along this Bobbi Brown in N010. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to list it on my Poshmark and just see what happens to that. I also have the box for that here. I feel like I have a new favorite. And so I think I'm going to let both of these go. I'm going to try the Hourglass one more time. If I don't love it, I'm going to let it go. Okay, now let me get my powders. For powders this month, a lot happened, and most of it was not very good. So the one that got the most use is the Rimmel Stay Matte. I love this. I have it in a project right now to finish this year. It's an easy powder. It's matte. It's just, you can put it on with a puff. I put it on with just a brush. It's lovely. It's $6-7 at the drugstore. Like, it's just a good one. I love it. For the first time ever, I tried the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in one fair. Look at the cutest, like, this doesn't even look real. This cute little sample. There's even a little mirror in it. Like, oh, just precious. This was lovely. I can see why so many people enjoy this. Like, I liked it a lot. From Pat McGrath, I have the Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in Light. People rave about this. People like swear that this is the best thing to ever happen to their under eyes. I used this when I first got it and I was like, I don't really love it. And then I tried it again and I freaking hate it. It makes my under eyes look crusty. Like I have like just like got lost in the desert and then like turned into the desert and I hate it. So no. I tried the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Powder Foundation in 105. I used this as a setting powder one day. And I used it over the Keys Soul Care Foundation stuff. And that was not a good move. It looked really heavy and whatever, but it feels nice. I don't like powder foundations anymore. They used to be all that I wore. I want to keep this though and try it. Like I put it on with a puff too, which there was just a lot wrong. I want to try this over, maybe I'll try this over that Bobbi Brown foundation, the N010 that I said looked too light on me, and see if adding just a little bit more coverage from the powder makes me like it more. But so I have that, and then I also have the Wonder Beauty Wonderlust powder foundation in Fair, and I used this as a setting powder a couple of times, and I like this packaging. It has the little cover for it. It has a little puff, has a little mirror in it, and this one was actually really lovely as a setting powder, so I will keep those. I had used 100 points a while back at Sephora and got the Prisme Libre powder from Givenchy. People rave about this, and I'm thinking that I got the new formula perhaps, but it came in, oh, I threw away the little package. It was like 4 little squares and you had to open each one separately, and then they were each their own, they all had like little holes in them. Like, what do you do with that, right? And so I depotted all the powders into here to blend them all together. This is like disgusting. Like, actually, while I'm right here, I'm just gonna throw that in the garbage. Like, oh no, because I need the thing for my empties. Terrible. No. Powder I did like is the loose powder from Danessa Myricks, the Evolution powder. I have mine just in one. It says priming, smoothing, setting face powder, and this was lovely. I liked it. Did I have any thoughts on it? What did I say about it? Liked on first impression. Cool. And then a powder that I think Danny sent this to me. It's the Becca Soft Light Blurring Powder in Pink Haze. I am way too fair to be trying to add something like for my under eyes, and I did try it one day and I looked like I had rabies. So I'm gonna go ahead and declutter that. Let me grab out cheek products and then we can wrap this up. Hold on. Okay, for blushes, one day I pulled out this little Eloise blush in Bloom, and I am like the lightest, the fairest of fair. And I swatched this and I was like, where are you? Where did you go? What? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to let her go. We're going to let her be. I used the Pat McGrath Divine Fetish something blush. You know, she has the most ridiculous freaking names. This is in, what are you in? Talk to me, Patty. Paradise Venus. Can you open, please? I cannot figure out how to open these freaking packages. I will say, as much as I talk crap about Pat McGrath and whatever, her packaging just always is just so freaking pretty. I don't remember my thoughts on this one. What do I think about you? Oh my god, why are you so aggressive? Oh, it blends out nicely. Maybe that was my thought on it. I think I'm keeping it. For now, we'll just say I'm keeping that one. I have Risque from Tarte. Oh, this is so freaking pretty. I loved this. I had used it a couple of times, but I didn't remember my thoughts on it. And why does it look so similar to that Pat McGrath blush? What's happening right now? If I just build that one up and... This is Tarte Risque. That one is just way more bold. I like this one way better. I feel like I'm being a little bit violated by that. And sorry, I just finished a round of steroids and we're in winter weather, so my skin texture right now is really off. If that freaks you out, I will not be offended if you just skip out of this part. I think I'm gonna let the Pat McGrath one go, honestly. I feel like it's just a bit too dark for me. Yeah, I'm gonna keep Risque and get rid of Pat McGrath. Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. I have the Tarte Breezy Cream Blush in Pink Sky. This one is beautiful. And like, I had swatched it, but I don't remember ever using it. It's right here. It blends out just so beautifully. Oh, I love it. We'll keep that. From Merit, I have this blush stick in Mood. This was so pretty. I know I had a comment on this. Beautiful formula and color. Should I just go right here on my arm? How about right here? Oh my gosh. It looks so aggressive, but it just blended out so freaking pretty. And like, do you see that? Oh, just so, like, so nice. Love Heatherette sent this one to me in a care package with some, like, probably a lot of the stuff I'm showing you actually. And oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Thank you, Heather. From Who is this by? I don't know. Mo Beauty. This is the Mo Jelly Chili Crisp Blush. It's one of those, like, the Milk Makeup, the jelly-ish ones. This is so messy. I don't want to put it on me because, oh god, it's already on my fingers. No, 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 it's gonna stain, it's gonna stain, it's gonna stain. Oh, I hate it. It's already stained. That fast. Stain. I hate it. Hate it, hate it. Hate you. That one's being decluttered. I pulled out the Too Faced Natural Face palette. Danny sent this to me. This packaging is beautiful. The Natural Eyes palette, one of my favorites. I'm on my third one now. But I pulled this out to use, and there are two things in here that I can use out of this whole palette. The two highlighters are too deep for me. The two bronzers are way too dark. And the blushes are beautiful. But I have shades like that, and I know I have a pink, so I'm going to let this whole palette go because it still, when I show it to you, it still looks pretty much brand new, and someone would be so happy to get this and use this. Like someone with medium skin tone, oh, that's right up your alley. I used Max Mocha this month, and this was so pretty. Oh my gosh, you can't even see my swatch. I love that. Why can you still not see it? Mac, are we going to have an issue? Can you please swatch? It's right here. Can you see it? Okay, no? Good. Love that. Okay, anyway, I'm keeping it. I love it. From Buxom, I have the Wonderlust Primer Infused Blush in Dolly. This blush right here is very similar to the other ones on my hand, but it was, I think I said this was really aggressive. Like it was too dark and didn't look healthy on me. Yeah, that's one of those shades that, like, if it's too dark and I try to blend it out, I honestly just look sickly. So I'm going to go ahead and pass that one on. My favorite blush this month is the KVD Everlasting Blush in Honeysuckle. Guys, this one is fucking amazing. Where am I gonna? How about right here? It's almost like the other shades, but more muted out. And it's what I have on today, actually. And it's just so freaking pretty, and I love it. And last but not least is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer Blush in Provence. I'm not even going to swatch this one again. It's a little squeezy tube. It blended out to literally nothing. I'm decluttering that. So out of my blushes this month, I'm keeping my MAC, keeping KVD, keeping Merit, the Tarte Powder Blush, the Tarte Cream Blush. I'm going to get rid of the Pat McGrath. I'm going to get rid of the Tarte Face Palette, Buxom Dolly, the Laura Mercier Cream Blush, this bullshit, and this little blush that was too light. So that was a good month for testing out blushes. Bronzers was a little more boring this month. Oh wait, let me wipe off blushes. Hold on. Okay, bronzers and contours this month. In the pop-up shop, I think that's what it's called, I purchased 2 of the ABH contour sticks. I think that's what they're called. Shadow contour sticks. No, contour sticks. The name of this one is Shadow. The name of this one is Fawn. So the bottom one here is Shadow, and the one above it is Fawn. Even though this one looks more cool tone here, this one here actually blends out better on me and looks better. So I am keeping... Oh no, did I do that backwards? No. I am keeping this one here, the second one. I'm keeping Fawn and decluttering Shadow. Was it in BoxyCharm? I think in BoxyCharm. I got the Tarte Sculpt Tape contour stick in soft bronze. This is the messiest shit ever, but it's right there. It's fine, like it blends out all right, but I don't love it. I will try this a few more times before I decide, but that potentially is not going to live here. From Paranova, I have the bronzer and contour stick. This is horrid. It has two sides on it. One is this one here. There are these two here. And on my skin, the lighter one just looks yellow and sickly, and the other one is okay-ish, but it blends terribly. So I'm getting rid of this. Right here. This one looks terrible on my hand, but this is the Breezy Cream Bronzer from Tarte in Seychelles, and I love this on the skin. I think it blends out really nice, and it looks nice. Right here is the Bronze Shimmer Brick from Bobbi Brown. This came in an advent calendar, not last year, but the year before, and that will be decluttered. I have been loving this, the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. Oh, love it. And that is right here. And right above that is my newest obsession from Catrice, the Holiday Skin Bronze and Glow Palette. I bought this because I am obsessed with the Charlotte Tilbury, is it Bronze and Glow Film Star Bronze, nope. Urge, whatever it is, Bronze Star palette, Film Star palette. It's been in my wish list forever, and I just don't want to spend the money on it. And so I bought this, hoping that this would like cure that need for me, and it did. I really love it. And so out of my bronzers this month, I'm going to keep one of these sticks. I'm keeping this for now, but this very possibly could go away. I'm going to keep the Tarte, the Too Faced, and this duo, and then I'm going to declutter the Bobbi Brown, this Paranova stick, and then this one from ABH. We are down to highlighters. Hold on. For highlighters, since I'm very pale and these are all very light, I am not going to swatch these. I'm just going to give you my quick thoughts on them. The first thing I have is from Smith & Colt, the Illumify Shimmering Highlight Stick. This is all right. There's nothing really wrong with it except it looks too dark on me, so I will declutter this. I put this e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wand, the highlight one, into a project, and honestly, it looks terrible on me. I don't love it, so I'm going to declutter it. From Bobbi Brown, I have the Shimmer Brick. It's called the Highlighting Powder in Pink Glow. This is all right. In fact, it's very pretty when you just swirl it all together. I think I put down that this was too dark for me. Oh, I wrote pretty but don't love, so I'm going to pass it on so someone else can love it. From Persona, I have the Cali Glow Highlighter in Laguna. I said very soft, looked nice on the skin. I will keep that. From Becca, I have, is this Vanilla Quartz? Vanilla Quartz. I love this one. I have quite a bit of use on that. We'll keep that. And then, new to me, this also came from Love Heatherette. It is the Solmana highlighter palette from Odin's Eye, and I finally pulled it out, and I really love this shade here. This one right here. I'm wearing it on my face today, but my favorite way to wear this shade, it has kind of a bluey flip in it, is as an eyeshadow topper. And how many uses did I get on this actually? Oh, I don't have it listed. I have it up in eyeshadows, I think. Do I have it listed? I used it 4 times, including today. Today I actually used it as a highlighter, but anyway, I love it. So I'm going to keep this palette, keep the Persona, keep the Becca Vanilla Quartz, and get rid of these 3. And then for lippies, I was going to go over everything, but I'm not going to. I am just going to show you the things I'm decluttering, and I will tell you why. I'm decluttering 3 lippies. These first 2 I'm sad about. They are the Buxom Full On. Is it just the Full On? Anyway, one is in Raspberry Glaze. The other one is in Rosé All Day. This is a lovely formula, but I put one on and I instantly had the like choky feeling in the back of my throat that I was having a reaction. So I wiped it off and I grabbed the other one because I'm an idiot, and I thought maybe there was something in the shade, the ingredients, whatever. And I looked up online and I cannot figure out what I'm allergic to, but I put the other one on and the exact same thing, and I was like, no way. So these are being decluttered. And also I have this lipstick from Bobbi Brown in, it's a Luxe Shine or Love Shine, Luxe Shine Intense Lipstick in Trailblazer. And what did I say about this? Looked terrible on me. The color is so pretty, but not on me. So this is something I picked up, I think in Vegas, so that is also going. So I'm going to get rid of these 3 lippies and keep this pile. Holy moly, we made it through it. I am going to gather my thoughts on the eyeshadow palettes that I used, and then I'll do my ranking. That'll be a separate video. But anyway, thank you so much for giving me some of your time. Please like this video. Please comment, let me know if you liked this. Next month, would you rather me just talk about first impressions and not like every single product that I tried? Or do you like this format? Let me know. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I would love to have you here, and have a really good freaking day. I love you, and I think that's it. All right. Have a good day. Bye. Did I hit play? Holy shit balls. How are we doing on time? Oh shit. This is going to be a monster to edit. I love that for me. Bosco. Can you not be a turd? What time is it? Oh, kids are coming home. Our neighbor kids are so loud. They stomp up the stairs. Just, ugh.